Paige,
Hi, Jim.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good today. You?
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
anything exciting today?
Nothing crazy. Wait, what's wrong with your voice?
Does
You
it
have a
still
cold?
sound weird? So I
No.
was at a conference last week and they just beat you up now.
Oh,
So I gave two
you're not
speeches
really
and
supposed to kiss babies. You realize that. You're not
yeah,
actually
no,
supposed
no. I think it's like the nighttime. You go to like the bars at night,
to.
and
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of dinners. What I like to do is I go to the hotel bar. I just kind
Mhm.
of sit there, nurse a drink or a couple over time, and just kind of see through people throughout the night. But the bars get loud, and then you have to talk loud. And then like this is I didn't even think my voice. I thought my voice was back to normal. Like it was just a whisper for a couple days there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I felt fine. No, it's just dopey. It just shows I'm getting old. I didn't used to lose my voice, but the older you get, the more beat up you get, I guess. So
I guess so. That's what they say.
anyway, I don't even really know if this is worth talking about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. The I don't know if did you read about Microsoft giving pushback? So a researcher went and discovered that when Edge, your Microsoft Edge browser, loads up, it automatically takes all the passwords that you stored. So you can store your passwords in your browser. It automatically took them all and just put them plain text into memory. Plain text. Now it's the only Chromium browser to do that. Like for example, Chrome does not do it that way. They actually handle it a very different way. But with them, and so then the researcher reached out to Microsoft and said, "Hey, this seems like a bit of a security concern, just having them all plain text in one place. What are you going to do to fix it?" And Microsoft responded back and said, "That's expected standard behavior. That's how it's going to be." So the researcher went, "Okay," and disclosed it publicly. Of course, the public went, "That seems like a bad idea." Started getting up in arms, and now this morning Microsoft announced, "Hey, yeah, no, we're going to fix that. In the next version of Edge that comes out, we won't do that anymore, and it won't suck it into memory in plain text." So this is one of those cases where you gotta love that the people have spoken and Microsoft realized the optics were bad. And the question then becomes, okay, how big of a risk really is it? And you can make your own arguments however you want, but the reality is to gain access to the memory, you should require or it should require administrative rights. If I have administrative rights, I've already compromised your computer. So therefore, there's a million other ways I could probably get those passwords. Now it'd be a lot more work. There'd be a lot more steps I'd have to take to get them,
Hmm.
but I could still get them because I'm an administrator. And your passwords, like you can go in and if you're an administrator and know the password, then you can see all your passwords. They show me all of them and edit them and stuff. So
Right.
the argument could be made: is it really that big of a deal? But the counter side would be you don't want to make things that easy, where it's all right there available. So you could just write a little program with administrative access and just say, "Show me all the passwords," and it would just show them all. That seems bad. So
Yeah. So let's talk about the update. Will people automatically get the update? Do they have to update it themselves?
excellent question. Now, Chrome, or in this case, Edge, which is based on Chromium, by default does update automatically with two caveats. One, it'll show a thing generally on your screen saying an update's available. And if you just leave your computer on all the time and you never update it, it won't update. Or two, you haven't turned it off, which a lot of people do. And I understand sometimes with an operating system. I don't want it to update unless I'm in control of when it's going to update because maybe, you've been in that situation where you were working on something, walk away from your computer, come back an hour later, and it's at like login, and you're like, what just happened? The stuff you were working
Right.
on is gone, and you lose your mind because Windows just said we're just going to reboot after the update. So I get why people push that one, but for a browser, I mean, I guess I don't want to have it update when I was browsing to a website and I left for a while. I don't know. I feel like let your browser auto update, but a lot of people don't.
I think it's the whole, I mean, because people, you know how many tabs people have open? And I know you can, you know, update it and then it's supposed to restore all your tabs and stuff. But if you don't have that clicked, you can go to your history, blah, blah, blah. But it's like tabs. And so I'm sure that that overwhelms people to think that that.
I, I'm looking at my tabs. I must have at least 30 tabs on this one browser alone. And I have two separate browsers of the same style, but I have so many tabs. I have them, all of these on one. And yeah,
Yeah.
and you're right. When I reboot my computer and I open Chrome, you can set a setting. There's a setting that says restore all automatically. So all of
Yeah.
my tabs come back automatically. But what they don't do is log in automatically. So a lot of sites that I had up, I go to the page and it's back just to a login page, and I have to start all over on all those pages. And some of them are for like monitoring where I have dashboards and things, and that's why I have
Mhm.
those up. It's because I like to have those dashboards so I can bounce around and see what's going on. All of them I have to go over, re-log in, which from a security standpoint, great, makes total sense. But yeah, it is a pain to have to go and deal with them all. So I get it, but to me, the risk is high. And most browsers, the browsers themselves, won't just reload automatically. Most of them give you that little icon on the top. Holy crap. Literally right now, new Chrome available is in my
Oh,
tab
no
right
way.
now. Yep, right now it literally
Okay.
has a new Chrome available. That's
Super
within the
timely.
last several hours because this I just opened this morning. So
Yeah.
that's really funny.
Well, okay. It sounds like after this, you're going to update.
Well,
Update.
now me being me,
Doc.
after saying all of this,
Restore.
I will
Restore
probably wait
tabs.
till I will probably wait till late this afternoon and then agree to do it. But yeah, I'm like a human like everybody else. Like I go, yeah, I need to do that, and that's a perfect example because a lot of people that could sit there for days because I never reboot my laptop. I had this sucker unless something's gone drastically wrong. I don't reboot. I just go into sleep mode and let it sleep, and then I open it later. I never reboot.
Really?
Never.
That's so surprising. I mean,
Uh,
I'll notice like a video call or something going like slow. I'm like, what is happening? I'll restart my computer and it's like, whoa.
That's the
So,
only time I restart is when something's going wrong. Otherwise,
yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, because I have like all my SQL server calls, I have like so many things running, and I don't want to have them all reset. And so, yeah, rebooting sucks. Or I'll have like 13 Word docs open because I'm doing red lines and contracts, and then I've got like Excel sheets because I'm dealing with accounting stuff. And I have those, all up. I don't want to then reboot. And I mean, yes, even those now in Windows 11 automatically reopen back up, but they do lose stuff or they get out of whack. And I don't know. At the end of the day, you should do updates. That's important. If you don't want to reboot your computer like me, then make sure you're paying attention when you do get the little warning in the screen, like I'm looking at right now. Click it, do the restart. Very, very important because there are risks out there. And I mean, this one again, you could argue whether this is a major security threat or not. Um, uh, I could probably sit here and go on the soapbox and argue both cases pretty hard. At the end of the day, don't make it easy for criminals, and that's what I think everybody was saying with this one is just make it
Yeah.
a little bit more difficult. Um, but patches in general, I mean, hell, there's been a lot. Did you see? There's a study that just came out. That last year there was about the same amount of vulnerabilities for Windows as the year before. And they were like, that's really good news because it's stabilizing. But if you dive into it, the number of critical vulnerabilities doubled. So while there's
Yeah.
the same number of vulnerabilities, the really, really bad ones was twice as many this year as last year. So it's a misleading stat. And in reality, bad stuff is getting discovered. It was a lot of account escalation or a privilege escalation. And that's what everybody wants. Privilege escalation is everything. Because if I'm locked in and I've got just crappy access because that's what the employer gave the employee, I can't do a hell of a lot. If I can
Yeah.
escalate my privileges to then become an administrator once I'm in your system, ta-da, I'm now able to do everything I want to do.
Yeah.
And so that's a big deal.
That's what's it, data. You see headlines and you're like, well, let me dig into that because you can position anything how you want. And it's like,
Right?
oh, actually, it's way worse. That
That's the thing.
didn't
So,
make the headline.
yeah.
Boom.
Well, that's all
Great.
I got.
Okay, I'm glad we're talking about this. What I took away though is that you need to restart your computer every once in a while. That wasn't the takeaway. That's not the
I
takeaway.
mean, it's probably true. I'm sure it's true. Well, the other one, did you see the who was it? NSA, CI, probably NSA came out and said every human being on the planet should reboot their gateway
Router.
routers.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody does. They're a toaster. Your gateway
Yep.
router sits over wherever your connection is for your internet, and nobody touches it ever. However, there's a lot of malware that can get spread that goes into memory on those things, and that just stays there for an eternity. And simply rebooting it, because oftentimes it'll get an update, but the update itself won't reboot because the malware wouldn't let it. But if you reboot the device, when it comes back up, it'll be out of your memory and now you're secure again, so your device can't be used as a bot to attack other things. Because those big distributed knowledge service attacks are used by your routers. So, side note, that's an easy one. Just walk over, unplug it, wait a few seconds, plug it back in. It'll take a minute or so to come back up and you'll be back online and it'll be way more secure. Every human on the planet should be doing that. So if you haven't done it yet, not your like Wi-Fi device, your router, whatever it is that you have that connects you to the internet, disconnect it, wait a few seconds, plug it back in. Yes, everything will go offline for a minute. Don't freak out, but it will all come right back up.
I know there's never a good time, but just like set a note before you go to bed. That's a good time. You don't have a lot of things connected to the internet, although it's probably your security cameras, things like that. But
Oh, who needs
uh,
that?
awesome. Well, great catching up with you today.
All right, take care.
Bye.